Oh my God! Now I'm on the. You're putting me on the spot. I don't know if I can do it. Yeah. I don't have it. No, I'm not. I can't do it. I'm on the spot. Everyone's looking at me. Stop looking at me.
You're being shy of being on the spot. You like being on the spot.
I do like being on the spot. I do. But I don't have it. Okay. Yes, you wanted some great questions. I don't fucking have it. I don't have it. Nothing.
It's just supposed to be welcome to talk to you again.
I just have to say those words?
Yeah, well.
Hi, shit talkers. Welcome to Talk Shit with Pete. And I am your host, Paula, the shit talker.
Shit talking, always rocking. Shit talkers, come on and drop in. Shit talk is always shocking. Talking shit with Pete, yeah.
I mean, don't we all like talking shit anyways? Talk Shit with Pete is the podcast for you.
Talking shit with Pete, yeah.
Oh my God. It is fucking midnight. Midnight. And I'm hanging out with one of my favorite people in this entire podcasting industry. Suck on it, everybody else. No, please don't. But well, Mike freaking Winston in the house. What's going on?
I love talking shit with nobody but you. What's going on?
Oh, we finally have you back. I've been hunting you for the entire year. I followed you in Chicago for this. I followed you in Dallas, even though you didn't fucking show up.
I did too. I actually booked my ticket to Dallas for Podcast Movement. I don't believe in the last 4 years I've ever missed any Podcast Movement, and this was.
I also missed it in DC. I was only.
Oh, DC. You know what? So that statement is completely false. I have missed 2 Podcast Movements now, and that makes me sad. Wow. But I go to so many conferences and I travel so much, I kind of lose track of that stuff. And the team was all there, so I was there in spirit. Mopod was there regardless, and I was.
You were there in spirit. Thank you for all the beers I drank on Mopod app.
You have a unlimited supply, I believe. That's the card we gave you. Your unlimited supply. Pasco, have 4 more beers. Yeah, you're good.
I was walking and Chase was rushing to his room. I was like, Chase, are you okay? He's like, no, man, I gotta go cancel my card. All these churches up.
Actually, you're not gonna believe it. I'm 2 months. It'll be 2 months on Saturday without any alcohol, and I'm not doing it for a like an AA type thing or anything along those lines. It's more just like a health thing. I'm trying to lose weight, and I give myself a 6-month window to cut back, and no alcohol is part of it. So 2 months in, of all people, not to be having any alcohol.
I know. Well, thank God you didn't come to Podcast Movement, because I don't know how I would have handled a sober you, Mike.
Oh, I'm the same. Alcohol doesn't make me. I make alcohol.
Oh no, but it's just much better when you are sharing a beer with your, that's
yeah.
Each other. That's our relationship.
No, we know each other because I smash your glasses and we sing karaoke.
Oh shit! Technical difficulties never end in podcasting. Is there still an echo?
Yeah, there's a massive echo when I talk.
Oh,
and your video's gone.
Oh shit. Okay, what the fuck is going on? Excuse me, I don't do this to me.
You're good now.
Okay. Am I there now?
Yeah, you're good. You're golden.
All right. Let's get through this before it does anything else, because one thing about being a podcaster is technical difficulties are part of our lives. However much you are.
The consistency in podcasting isn't what makes a great podcaster. It's how you deal with the hurdles.
right? Thank you for saying that. So, Mike, we met the night you pulled off the best Shaggy I've ever seen. Even Shaggy can't do Shaggy like you did. And you agreed, I'll never forget the one day Shaggy retweeted me was on Mike's Shaggy, so when you think about all the time that has passed since then, oh my God, it feels so long ago. I feel like I was very young then.
We're still so young. I mean, look at us. Look at it. I mean, maybe it's the youth filter I put on, but I also moisturize.
What's been your funniest Moped Toxic Whippy moment? Because we've seen around and been around each other for so long now.
Yes, I mean, the most memorable is definitely breaking your glasses. I mean, that's not the funniest, but it's the most memorable because that sent us on this tailspin looking for where can we get but it was definitely the most memorable was when I broke your glasses, and it started with this long distance across the room. I haven't seen you in forever, running in slow motion and jumping towards each other, the embrace and the glasses shatter. Oh my God. And it was absolutely devastating. This is your only pair of glasses. How are we going to get through an entire conference with no sight? And somehow you duct taped them together, and we went out looking for ways to get them repaired, and we couldn't find anyone that could do it in time. And it was just an absolute bloody mess, but it created this story that we have forever. It also gave us this nice little adventure that we got to go on, and it was an interesting Paula and Mike moment.
I mean, I think it can be a funny story because it really is. And I remember I kept on telling people, "Oh, Mike punched me in the face," which made it just.
which is, it's funny if you were on the inside, but on the outside, like, who is this freaking Mike guy, and why is he punching you?
But it was also, it felt like a rom-com, like when I saw you, because I sneaked up on Joe, and then I saw you there, and then the way we ran, and then the hug, and then the glasses literally flew from the bar to the other room. And I didn't tape them the next day. I literally was walking without the extra, and some people literally remember me from that. They're like, I remember when your glasses didn't have one side. I'm like, yeah.
I squeezed you like a toothpaste tube, and you just came, the glasses just went flying off.
I remember, I forgot her name, from Mom's Network. She came to me and she was like, after we super glued them, because they had like a memory over there, and they're like, Paula, if you're broke, let us know. We can do a GoFundMe to get you new glasses. I'm like, no. This is character. It has a story. There's a reason. I want to keep these glasses just the way it is.
Yeah, that was a story. And then, there's been countless.
I know. That's so much fun.
Countless moments. Yeah, and most of them involve drinking or karaoke.
Oh yeah, like that's the best part. Like I'll never forget the one where you literally went and secured a VIP spot in this club, that was one interesting club for the location of where we were, because it was different levels and some dancing on the ropes and some fire.
Mangoes, it was called.
Yeah, and you literally bought all this bunch of shit, and then I remember that bill was like...
And then I just left.
Like, this is motherfucker, I got a plane to catch, and I'm looking at you like, what do you mean, bro?
Yeah, it was good. Look, everyone had a good time. I feel like it was a nice end to the Podfest event.
Yeah, we definitely did. Like, it was that was the night. That was the night. Also, the podcast event where me and Quinn really bonded.
Oh, Quinn's awesome. Yeah, she's one of my favorite people.
Yeah,
she's a rock star.
Oh yeah, we had fun with that in Dallas this time. We made sure to get some pool time. Like the last night, everybody was like, "No freaking way, we are going to the pool until they chase us out." Everybody went and
that's how they had the lazy river there, I think, right? Oh no, that was
everybody was so mad. They were like, "This is why you sold us this hotel. We were all coming for the lazy."
Yeah,
it was closed, but that's the one I will remember. the year we finally met for the first time at Podfest, that hotel did have a lazy river.
Yeah, they did. The Hilton,
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember in 2021 when they did the smaller version and you guys threw the party in the boat in Tampa.
That was
I
great.
saw that. I was like, I don't care who these motherfuckers are. They need to be my friend because this is the people.
Yeah, that boat party.
But that karaoke in the boat and everything. I was like,
That was our very first party that we hosted in podcasting. It was at Podfest a ton of years ago during right at the end of COVID.
2021.
There was all of 200 people at that conference because everyone still wasn't ready to go out for for live meetings and actually like going out in public with people.
Mhm.
And we're like, let's just do it. And we joined Podfest for the very first time back then as an exhibitor and as a sponsor. And we hosted obviously the party, and I got this boat, and we had a flair bartender on the boat, and all this food on the boat, and man, that was just super freaking. We had karaoke on the boat. I lost my voice.
It's still one of the top parties, even though not a lot of people were there, but it made a lot of buzz on social media, like even on the podcast family, because they were talking about it, there were pictures, everything. So I think it really brought the hype for most of us, like, oh my God, next year I have to be a Podfest. I want to go to a more pod party.
Yeah, we had like 40 people on that boat, I think, and it just worked out. I don't know if you recall, there was a point that we sailed past, and they lit off fireworks from that point, and it looked coordinated. It looked like, oh, Mopod got us fireworks to go off from that point right as we're passing. Oh my God. And it just was random. Like some people randomly were like, let's shoot off a bunch of really cool fireworks right as this boat is passing. And it just worked out. And it looked like we were rock stars. Like, which is, I mean, yes, we're rock stars, but like, it looked like, we were that next level of rock star. I can't really take credit for it, but if you don't ask me about it, and we just take a look at it.
Somebody in the Moped team planned it without y'all knowing. We just
it's very possible. It's very possible. Someone heard about it. They didn't make it to the boat. They weren't able to get on, so they can let me give back by at least shooting off some fireworks when they pass.
I mean, there's a reason they say there's no party like a Moped party. Like, even those people who have never been to a Moped party, they're like, I want to go to a Moped party.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the parties, obviously they're not revenue generators or anything like that. At the end of the day, it's just about people. And we found in this business and every business prior an incredible amount of value in just being good to people and having fun with people and getting to know people for who they are, not just what they do. And it makes all the difference in the entire world, because then you connect dots that you didn't even know existed. And it doesn't matter what dots you connect or you don't connect, because you have a great time and you make really good connections with really good people. I mean, it's a win-win, investing in these types of things. And we love having fun, and we love the energy that everyone else brings, and we bring the energy, and there's just no replacing it.
You guys definitely bring the energy, and you're so right when you say it's about the people, because I have seen it firsthand. I have been around you guys like from day one, where I always tell people the story where I spent so much time on your booth that first weekend and I still didn't know exactly what you guys did. I remember coming home and scheduling a call, and you're like, Joy's like, what do you mean you're in our booth? I'm like, yeah, but we were just bonding, like just hanging out and just talking and connecting. And I feel like that I see that a lot. And that's why I feel like even when I'm at Podfest, why I keep telling people, go talk to the Moped boys. Or some of them will even come to me and be like, can you introduce me to them? I'm like, you do know they have a booth, right? I don't need to introduce you to them. They literally love meeting people. And they're like, yeah, we know. But I feel like if we go with you, or we say we know you.
makes them VIP by proximity.
VIP, y'all think I get special treatment, but that's just how they are. They treat everybody like that. It's just we have just known each other longer, so it might feel like that. But
people think you worked for Mopod.
But I must say, because I mean, you guys do show up on my presentation, even this year when you showed up for my comedy. Y'all come like proud parents, all of
yes. The comedy was great. I was so happy to go to that thing. That was great.
Some people would feel that way, especially when you guys barely go to any talks or anything. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not big on sessions. Like, I don't even like doing them. Like, I've done a few in the past, and they're always decently attended, I think. And I don't enjoy doing them really, and I don't typically enjoy being part of them. But if there's someone I know, and obviously if you're up there, we're gonna go every freaking time, because like that's what it's about. It's about like supporting each other and having fun, and just being there, being present. But yeah, the idea of conferences and sessions, I understand it from a education perspective. If you're trying to learn new things, and it could be really valuable if you're trying to be inspired or whatever. But when I go to conferences, obviously as a vendor in the space, and just kind of coming with what we what we bring to the table, my time, I feel like, is so much better spent having conversations outside of the sessions. So most sessions, there's a couple that I'll always attend, regardless of if I know the people or not, just because it seems like the content might be something that is new, or I just want to get an idea of a trend or something like that. But for the most part, a conference isn't about the sessions for me. It's literally about the conversations.
Me too. It's about networking and bonding with people, and that's why most of the time I'm barely in the rooms. I don't even like people coming to my talks. I literally apply to speak so I get a free ticket. And that's when people ask me, like, I never promote my talk, or even especially when I see people I know who like know me in a different level walking into my room. I'm like, why are you here? Like, you could be doing.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's all good. You always call them out too.
But so Mike, this I know you've heard me say it. I'm ending Talk Shit with P4 now.
What? No. So.
But because we're growing, we are pivoting, we are rebranding. I have a lot of stuff that I want to concentrate on next year, and I know I want to give this little baby of mine that has brought so much joy and growth in me the right attention. We might bring it back in 2027, but next year we have different stuff going on. So this episode, like this season, is focused on growth, either in personal or business, and rebranding and pivoting, and having to, especially as CEOs or founders, owners, half of the time you have to change direction, right? And whether you like it or not, pivot. So I believe every CEO has a story where it looked like it was about to flop, but it didn't. It flipped instead of flopped. What's yours?
I have endless stories like that, and I have endless stories where it looked like it was going to flop and it did flop. I have endless stories where it looked like it was going to flop and it.
Give me one out of
where it looked like it was going to flop and it did flop. Our very first podcasting product ever. I mean, we came from newsletters. We were the largest driver of engaged subscribers to most of the major newsletters in the U.S. I've probably heard the story before, but it's what got us here. We were drove over 800,000 subscribers to Morning Brew before they got acquired by Insider, over 1.1 million to The Hustle before they got acquired by HubSpot, and similar stories from many others. And our game and our entire business was newsletter subscriber acquisition, and we wanted to be the best at that in the beginning. Our podcasting side came when our newsletter clients asked us, "Hey, could you do what you're doing for us in newsletters in podcasts?" And we got excited. We're like, yeah, absolutely. Let's go figure this out. And that's when, a month before that, when I listened to my very first podcast ever, was a month before we actually launched our very first podcasting product. And, I mean, granted, now, we started our own podcast, and we went through the pain of what it's like to grow organically and just really absorb everything in the space and just become super fans. And I love podcasting now completely. I mean, I'm completely sold on the entire space and everything about it. Oh, Friday Night Karaoke, that's the one. Built the community around it and everything. We went through like, how do you do these things organically? What are the pain points that podcasters have to go through, and the big challenges. And that was endlessly valuable, kind of just experiencing all that, so that we can make our own products better. But anyway, the flop that became a flop was our very, very first product ever. And we went out to a major publisher and player in the space, and we built out this very custom, very unique, awesome API integration with them to get people to sign up to them. And we had this huge publisher network from the newsletter side where we had these host and post pop-ups that would come up and say, Morning Brew, become smarter than your hiring manager in 5 minutes. Subscribe to Morning Brew for free. And you would put in your email and sign up. So we used that same idea originally, and this product doesn't exist anymore, obviously. But the same idea on the same kinds of publishers where we would talk about a podcast and, say you should subscribe to this podcast. And we would put the email field in. You would type in your email and we ping the player. Does that person exist in here or not already? If they didn't exist, we'd ask for age, gender, and zip, and then we would sign them up. If they, and that was part of the API integration that we rolled out. We were all proud of it because this huge integration that we had. If they were already on there, then we subscribed them to that particular podcast, and then we pulled up a player where they can actually play the episode, and then we can redirect them from there. And it was a really good idea. Like for coming to podcasting fresh and not really knowing what was important, and understanding that the KPI for the people that we were talking to ultimately was about subscribers on a platform and about just the longer tail data and downloads. We thought that this was a really, really smart play. And it was a massive flop because we couldn't get it to run on a publisher in a cost-effective manner. So, all the publishers, all the places that would put that pop-up, because it's such a intensive flow that requires so much user action, the drop-off was significant. So to pay for an action on that would cost us a massive amount of money. And there's no way we could charge that to a podcaster. It wouldn't make any sense. They could never monetize that in a way that would warrant just continued spend or just make it part of their growth strategy. So we ended up trashing it. And to your point about being able to pivot, you're moving away from Talk Shit with P in 2026 and you're rebranding and you're coming up with a new direction. That was exactly what we did. All this hard work that went into this new product, and we put tons of money and effort and built relationships and all that kind of stuff to build this product over the course of a couple months and roll it out. And we learned that this just isn't working. It's not scalable. The results were good, but we just couldn't get it at any kind of scale that mattered, and we're losing money on it. So we just, all feelings aside, just how do we fix this? Like what needs to happen? And that's where Mopod Boost actually came into play. We learned through the conversations that we were having, and just from understanding the space a little bit better, what exactly needed to happen, and what was valuable. So we set out to build Mopod Boost and made it fully programmatic, putting native display ads on hundreds or thousands of sites, targeting the specific user profile, massively targeted, and then driving them back to a landing page. And we put a lot of effort and focus on the Mopod player itself and getting it indexed everywhere, so that it was crystal clear in stats that the traffic was actually coming from us and not from something else. Which it was crazy to me that a lot of the services out there that were, I wouldn't call them competitors, but the places where you would go to get traffic, they didn't do any of that. It was more just they keep the black box the way it is and pay us. And we were very much about here's all the data, here's full transparency into how the campaign was run, and exactly where, what, how, what worked, what didn't work. Things like impressions to clicks to actual plays and IAB downloads on that product, and then just every single audience segment and how they all backed out. But my point, long story short, here is a flop that became a flop that became a product.
I love that. And as a person who's a user of the Boost, I love it. I've put on a few people on, and also for people who don't know, I was among the beta tester for the Boost.
Yeah, one of the first, one of the early ones. Yeah.
Yes, and they announced it when they came on my show the very first time when I had joined.
Oh, the self-serve.
And
yeah.
It was me and Joe were on the same time zone, and Mike was like on a different time zone, but we all shared a drink.
Yeah, the self-serve came later, and that was we realized enterprise was great, and having a $3,000 minimum was great, but the reality is most of the podcasting space is independent creators who many of them are hobbyists, many of them are hoping their podcast will hit one day. Well, many of them are not really concerned with that. They just want to be able to show that anyone is listening and actually cares about the content. And we wanted an answer for that, so that's where the self-serve came in. But we have a bunch of products now. But yeah, I don't want to make this a sales pitch.
I love it, and I keep forgetting that more part came from more media, where you guys were literally on the newsletter and side of things. It's like interesting whenever, yeah, because we briefly talked about that with Chase, because I finally got Chase on the pod.
Wait, you got Chase on the pod? Did I miss this?
We recorded in person a podcast movement.
Wait, did I miss this? Is this out live on the interwebs?
Out yet? I'll definitely tell you, because we definitely talked about you and say some shit in there.
Oh, I hope so. There's so much shit to say about me. It's all good. Like, there's definitely no shortage of shit to talk about.
We recorded before he actually had to go catch his flight, and as soon as we finished recording, I went and had one final beer with him, and I was like, okay, go back to Australia. Bye-bye.
Bye. He's actually moving to New York.
I know, he's
shortly.
very excited, finally. He's like, I'm ready to settle down and have a place called home. I'm like, and you wanted New York, so here you go. And it's funny because Podcast Moment is going to be in New York next year. So I can't imagine the karaoke party that you guys are going to do, because New York is home for y'all.
That's my home turf right there. We know all the spots. It's going to be awesome. Joe knows all the good rooftops and all the people.
In my head, I was like, I don't want to go to Podcast Movement in New York. But the other side, I was like, I really want to experience New York with the Moped Boys.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And, and with Barletta running things now, it's going to be really interesting and awesome. Like, changing it up a little bit. I mean, this space is so dynamic and so interesting, and there's always something happening. It's exciting. It's really, really, really funny. That's great. Again, completely on brand. So for anyone that doesn't know, which is everybody who's listening, Paula was super kind and scheduled this. I'm in Japan, and she's obviously in the States, and it is 1:41 p.m. over here. We were scheduled for 1 p.m. It's midnight over there. So most of the meetings I have with the U.S., everyone wants me to work on their schedule, and I appreciate that. It's fine. Living in Japan, it's a challenge. From that perspective, most of my meetings are like 3-4 a.m. or like very late at night. And I totally forgot that I had a 1 p.m. meeting here, and I was on a call, and I, jumping on. I have a gym scheduled with my wife at 2, and I had all this planned, and I forgot completely. And I'm like 5 minutes after, and I got this little alert on my phone, like, you have to be on with Paula. I'm like,
Rap Shit with P is more than just a name. It's what we do. We make visions come alive, from branding and merch to curated gifting and virtual assistant services. We help creatives, entrepreneurs, and businesses show up bigger, bolder, and better. So if you're ready to level up your vision, connect with us on IG at rapshitwithp or rapshitwithp@gmail.com. And that's WRAPSHITWITHP, rapshitwithp@gmail.com or rapshitwithp on Instagram. Rap Shit with P, where access meets energy, where passion meets execution, and where every detail gets wrapped with love and excitement. So here's to season 10, the final season of Talk Shit with P.
And I, ran over to my freaking phone, and you were very gracious.
For taking away gym time.
No. I'm so excited. I have an excuse not to go to the gym. I'm gonna go eat some freaking ice cream after this, just because, like, what? I didn't go to the gym. Might as well freaking double down.
Speaking of Japan, and since we're talking about change, right? You recently moved to Japan. I'm curious, right? Is there a different mic there compared to the US mic, or like, did you realize something indifferent about yourself? Because sometimes when you're in a new.
No, I'm exactly the same mic. It's the scene has changed. In fact, I've been here for 3 years, and like the bar I go to regularly, it's called 40 ounce, which is great. They import 40 ounce bottles from of Mickey's from the US. And you can go to the gas station in like New Jersey and buy a freaking a Mickey's for like $3. They sell it for $20. And these Japanese dudes and gals are are buying it and, pouring it out for each other, thinking it's like this fancy thing. I'm like, dude, like we wrap a plastic paper bag around it and drink it in the street. Come on. This is not fancy America drink. This is malt liquor.
I should have shared with them the whiskey you collected the last time you were here. I think it was Podfest where you were very excited. You got your some.
Yeah, really nice Japanese Yamazaki. It was great. Yeah, I'm a whiskey guy, but like I mentioned, 2 months, no alcohol, so
I'm proud of you.
Pretty wild. I am trying to just I'm 44. I want to get more healthy and just in general, like it's really easy when you're working and after a move and you have 2 kids and it's a great life, but it's really easy to just get sucked into everything other than taking care of yourself. And recognizing that and just addressing it, I think is really, really important. So, that's where that came. That's where that comes in and came from. I'm not strict about it either. I mean, like if I'm going to be at Podfest very likely in Orlando because I'm not missing an excuse to go to Disney. For anyone out there that doesn't know, I love Disney.
Yeah.
It's not so much Disney, but it's Disney karaoke. I like.
It really does. And that's the thing about that first Podfest we went to when we did karaoke outside. It was a lot of, before you did the Shaggy, but there was a lot of, I remember that girl, Bad Moon or something, I forgot her name, but I remember her handle. She had a crutch as well, but she did also Disney so amazing. Like everyone was in a Disney. It was just so much fun. And I think we were outside. It was May for the first time. Podfest was in May.
Yeah, I have like a whole bunch of go-tos, and it's like I'm not a great singer, but I like to have fun, and I like to do voices and stuff. So it just it's like an escape. It's a very healthy, fun, random escape. And like we mentioned Friday Night Karaoke before. I mean, but Joe and I built this community of like now it's 40,000 members almost that post hundreds of songs of themselves just singing every day. And the whole idea is negativity free, ad free, just karaoke, and it's about a love of music. And obviously we have the podcast that spawned from that as well. Back when we launched everything here, and it's been awesome. It's still to this day a nice escape. Admittedly, I don't get to sing as much as I would want to in there. Although I am building a house right now with my family. Like we're about to move in November in Japan. And one of the rooms of the house, it's called a Bowan Shitsu. It's fully soundproof. It has like, really thick, like 1 meter thick rooms or whatever, or walls or something like that. And you can't hear anything outside that room. And it's a full recording studio. And I'm putting like all the every instrument I could possibly find. Like I just bought like this stupid like $140 freaking like harmonica. I don't know how to play a harmonica, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna John Popper the shit out of this.
And you had to spend $140 on it. You could start with a cheaper version until you learn how to.
Well, no, that's bullshit. That's bullshit because you know what the flaw in that logic is. The flaw in that logic is I'm gonna buy a cheaper version and then I'm also gonna buy a more expensive version later once I'm better. Might as well just buy the more expensive version and then not buy a fucking cheap one. Just suck it up, Buttercup, and go get it.
I love it. By the way, your community is so amazing. I remember one time I needed votes for something and you went and asked them to vote for me. They even reached out and they're like, Paula, we have never gotten anybody who has like 800 and something votes. I'm like, it's the power of the karaoke, Friday night karaoke community, because I swear I think those votes all came from there. Because
those people
asked them and you sent me they were literally.
Yeah, those people are great. I appreciate the hell out of them, and they've made like they've made life way better. No matter how hard your day is or what's going on, you just have this place you can go where everyone's just again it's negativity free and everyone's just chill and you get to know everybody. And obviously I'm the founder of the community, so I get that little riz, which is nice.
And since you literally touched upon health and the community when you're stressed and stuff, so I have to ask, I'm gonna guess it's karaoke, but I'm still gonna ask just because what keeps you grounded when stressed, and how do you end again? I'm big on mental health and I'm an advocate for mental health. So how do you protect your mental health or take care of your mental health inside?
That's a loaded question because there's a lot of things that go on there, and I'm I'm complex as laid back and easy as I look. I'm pretty complex. I mean, karaoke is one, depending on the day and the what's going on. Karaoke is one outlet, and it works well in the times that it works, but it's not always the outlet, and it's not even often the outlet. It's just one of many outlets. Another one when I'm doing it is going out for a run works, but that's definitely not a common one. But it works really, really well when I do it, just for resetting your brain and just changing how you think about things. Because I think ultimately it just comes down to perspective. And if you don't do anything, if you're not feeling great about something, or you're kind of in your own head and you're spiraling a little bit, sitting at home or staying in the same situation that you're currently in and not really changing it, just turning the TV on or doing something like that, is typically not going to work, in my opinion. At least for me, it doesn't work. What it does is it just like amplifies it, or it drags it out even longer. But if I do something that is almost like a shock to the system, karaoke is a good example. Running is a good example. I had these things, I call them blowouts, where I'll go out and it's a night of like, going to the bar, and it's not drinking like crazy, but it's going out and just having as much fun as possible with people. And it just kind of changes how I perceive this moment right now. So when I come back from that, whether it's karaoke, whether it's a run, whether it's anything else, when I come back from that activity, I'm not thinking about things in the way I was before. I have different perspective, and it's easier. And from a mental health perspective, I found that always doing something helps. It's when you become kind of lethargic and you just live inside your own head that it becomes really dangerous or scary.
I love that. And you're so right. Doing the same thing doesn't help. Like, I had to sometimes even change the layout of my room so that I can have like a different environment.
I do that. I in fact, but I don't do the room. I do the house. I do the whole apartment. I'll change.
Because moving, you can't. Like, if moving was easy, I'd probably be moving every now and then. But moving sucks. So instead, I just change the layout just so I can feel like I'm in a new environment and I get excited all over.
Yeah, I haven't done that since I moved to Japan, but in America, I did that all the freaking time. My family would come back, and the house would be complete. Like my daughter's room would be in a different room. like what did you do? It's better, right?
And it kind of helps with your mind creativity. Like, after doing that, you're like, oh my God, it makes you give you the power. Like, I used to feel like I could be a home decorator or like design. I'm like, I did that. Look at all this shit.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, that stuff I definitely don't enjoy doing. I just do it. It's like its own de-stress.
Yeah. Speaking of you're an incredible father, but you also have incredibly talented kids. Like, I stalk your Instagram for your kids, and your daughter is amazing. Your son is adorable. Like, and I wish I had. I know I keep saying this, even though I started activities long time ago, but like, the activities you do with your kids are very inspiring and very amazing. So how is fatherhood like? I mean, aside from being a CEO, right? You're a son, a brother, a husband, a father, a friend, a business partner. So what's a way that Mike is Mike, not as the CEO, grown as just Mike?
It's been challenging. The move to Japan has made it really, really challenging. So that's like a big question mark. Like what do I actually like, and what do I enjoy? Because my time is primarily spent working, and building out Mopod, and we have a really big team now, and it's been an awesome journey. I love it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. But it's very time consuming, and mentally and physically. And then the family, obviously, and the kids, and I make a very strong point to be at like every soccer game that my son has, or every soccer practice that he has. My daughter, whenever she has her swimming or anything else, I like to be there for it. Just even at practice, and I feel like being physically present is really, really important. But all these things, like for my wife as well, and like the things that we do together. But if you're like looking at who is Mike and what does he want and who is he outside of kind of obligations and just the things that I feel are important because I'm a dad or whatever. I feel like those things have slipped away a lot, and it's a challenge because I don't want to lose them. Like I'm a skateboarder and a snowboarder. I always have been. And I always identified myself in that way as like, this is who I am. I'm a skateboarder. I'm a snowboarder. And that was important to me. And being associated with that was always very important to me. And I care about it and I still care about it. But I don't do it. Like I've been on my skateboard in forever, like 8 months maybe. And then before that, it was even lower. And back when I was in the US, I used to go all the time. And similarly for other things like music, obviously I have this in the house. I'm prioritizing this Boan Shih Tzu in the recording studio, and I'm getting one of every instrument. And I'm really hoping by having that there and being so accessible, it'll just give me that outlet. I can go, explore who I am a little bit more again. But to your point, it's really, really challenging kind of navigating the line between here's who I need to be and here's who I am.
And I understand that, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm also putting TalkShit on hold. And like, it's a problem to have for some people, like, and it's a problem some people are looking for. Like, I feel like I've built TalkShit is such a brand in a way that is so recognizable in conferences, like in the podcast industry. Like everybody knows TalkShit, but then I was losing myself in TalkShit. I was like, who's Paul apart from doing all the things? Because I felt like my entire being was surrounded with TalkShit, like the podcast side. But who's Paula without TalkShit? Like it was like, even sometimes I would hang out with, like, when we're at Podfest, especially me, I don't really get to talk to people as much because I'm always running around and here and there and whatever. So it took going to other conferences where I actually have time to like really sit down and talk to people for more than 5 minutes. Even Chris, it took him 3 years to when he finally came to FinCon and we were just walking the booth. It wasn't our event. So we finally got to sit and say, man, Paula, I thought I knew you, but it took me 3 years. I'm like, because the TalkShit Paula, you don't know. And Paula compared to, I not everybody is lucky as Mopa because I have so much access to you guys and I talk to you guys so much. It feels like you guys know me, but the other people. So I really get that. And I hope, but I think the joy is also in rediscovering yourself again, right? There's so much joy in that, in figuring out what do you still love what you used to love, or are you finding these new things to explore and feed into?
I think that's important. So the idea that that's all I am or that's all we can be, right, is a really bad idea to get stuck in, to stick with, right? If you're receptive to, like, look, I'm in Japan now. I have all these new things and new, it's different. Sure, it's harder because it's, there's language barriers or there's other things that make it more challenging. But that's an opportunity. It's actually an exciting opportunity if you stop trying to constantly be comfortable. And I think that's the problem. People want to be comfortable, and if they just direct themselves towards what's comfortable, they'll never grow into anything better, right? But if you make yourself uncomfortable continuously, you'll grow exponentially more, and you'll find things about yourself and just abilities that you have, or you'll find success that you never thought you would find because you're open to everything else that's going on. Doesn't mean like accept everything that comes in, just go with everything.
Yeah,
and go with doesn't mean go with the flow on everything. I mean, you have to be intelligent about things, and life is absolutely chess, right? If you're a chess player, you're going to do really well in life. I think if you apply those learnings to life, you can't be just looking at the piece that you're moving right now, and that's kind of going with the flow, right? Oh, it's going to move this one. It's going to move this one, and you're not really thinking about what's going to happen. You need to know that when I move this piece, they're likely going to move one of those pieces, and when they do that, here's what I can do, and when I do that, they're very likely going to be in this position. And I think it's very important to be able to think about those things or life in those ways. If your goal is success, if your goal is just to, be happy, if your goal is just to be happy, I don't have an answer for you. You can give me the answer. Like someone else give me the answer. I'm still looking for that. But if the goal is success, if the goal is, putting the scoreboard on, how much value can you drive, or how much money can you make, or how much money can you make for other people, or whatever it is, like wherever those goalposts are that you're trying to kick through. If that's ultimately the goal, it's a lot easier, right? Then you can take a strategic approach to life. And then you can segment things, like I've segmented like my being a dad and the things I need to do there, and I make the time for that. Or I segment the time for the business, and I make the time for that. And it's really easy because I can compartmentalize it all. But if the goal is happiness, that's a very loaded subject, and it's very, very challenging to kind of define, and it's different for everybody. So I don't have an answer there.
And that's true about the comfort zone. I feel like most people's failure comes from comfort zone. As a person who, from a young age, has been moving countries to countries, I had to be. I'm very good at being uncomfortable. And I think that's why with Talking with Pete has always been in my head. Or if you meet me, I like making people uncomfortable before I get them comfortable. Because to me, it's like, if you can pass that, me and you can vibe. Otherwise, we can't. And that's why I say so much shit, and to see who can get along with the shit.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever made me uncomfortable, so I think we're good. I think I gravitated towards it.
But speaking of that, you have known me since 2022, let's say. So it's been like 5 years now. What was your... I've been asking people a lot, this question for season 10 because, again, it's my growth pivoting. So I want to see where my growth has been. And you do not want to hear Joe's question. He was like, are you sure you want to ask me that? And
oh, no. No.
I was like, should I? But what was your first impression of me when you met me? And now that you have known me for this 5+ years.
So I had no idea when I first met you who you were. Like this person who apparently knows everybody, who has massive amounts of energy, and it just is apparently not giving me a choice. We're just going to be friends. like you're like, hi, we're friends now. And I'm like, yes. And like that, I didn't have a chance to think about this. The chess player in me had no chance to freaking plan anything. It was just like, oh, hi, there you are. I'm glad you found me. So that was my first impression. I had no idea. I didn't have a choice. It just we were friends before without knowing we were friends, and then we were. And you were very direct, and you were very very helpful and very high energy, like I said, and it was great. And we instantly got along, and I felt like the first time it was as if we were already buddies, and we were already close, and there was no like transition to that. It was just like, here we are. Oh, I found you. Great. And we went from there. And the transition from that to where we are today, we're still right there. So there's no difference. I mean, it's grown in obviously, we have a lot more experiences together, at a lot of conferences and just in general in conversation and just everything, business advice and life advice back and forth, just a little bit of everything. But the fundamental things that kind of brought us together haven't changed.
I love that. And I was talking to, when I asked Chase this question, I was like, Paula, to be honest, I didn't know how much you loved Mopad until
well, that's still a mystery to me. I'm like, why? Like I love Mopad too, but
it was like I'm still that was Chase. Was like, I'm still confused, and I'm like, and it's funny you said how we met, how I say we're gonna be friends and you had no choice, because literally when I saw those of 2021, because I couldn't make it, I was like, I don't care who they are, what they do, but they seem fun, and I'm going there to meet them. So when I met Ed, I was like, we're going to karaoke. Joe and Mike are going to be there. I'm like it didn't register yet. I'm like, who are those? They're like, Joe and Mike, karaoke. I'm like, oh, I want to meet them. Yes, let's go.
Yeah, Ed's awesome.
So very happy because you just closed a good deal. He was celebrating. and we had the most fun, and I will never forget that Uber ride. And that's why from there I was like, I'm gonna be like wherever they're gonna be, that's where I'm gonna be. And that's why even until today I normally message you guys randomly. I love you guys. You guys are not allowed to divorce me. Like I remember Joe was like, even if we sing you a song, like even if we do a breakup song for you, I'm like, I don't care what you do. You're not allowed to break up.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're lifers. We're all good.
Well, Mike, thank you for spending so much this midnight time with me. I feel like a vampire now. Before we end, I'm gonna do some wrap up questions, right? These are like quick questions. No long answers. You just gotta all right. So if Mopad was a person, what kind of troublemaker would they be?
Oh my God. I don't know. What's his name? The comedian who with Ariana Grande and stuff. What's his name?
Who?
Pete Davidson. It'd be Pete Davidson.
Oh my God, I'm not even gonna ask why.
Yeah, move on. Move it along.
What's one myth about you as a CEO that people would be shocked ain't true?
A myth. I don't know that people talk about me in that way, that there's myths about me. So I don't know if there are. I don't know, like, if there are.
You danced with one leg in the in concert.
I did, but I mean, there's no. It's not like a myth. I mean, it was a fact, right? Like I danced. I was out there with one leg. Torn Achilles.
One. I feel like you're.
I'm pretty. So
forget you're even a CEO. No offense.
No. That's absolutely true. So I think to that question, and I know you said short answers, but I think that question for me doesn't apply so much because I'm very, very open about everything. Like there's no secrets to my life. Like if someone asks me something, I'll tell you.
You are who you are. Legit.
Yeah, I am who I am. I'm unapologetically who I am.
And that's
yeah. So that's it's for good or for bad. Obviously from a business perspective, it's easy to think that that's probably a negative, but it's worked really well for me and it served me really well. And honestly, it's way less to manage mentally to just.
It really is positive.
Yourself.
I think like most of like the CEOs that I've related to are people who don't even kind of see themselves as CEO, if that makes sense. Like they know they're CEOs, but half of the time they kind of like they're not quick to say, "Oh, I'm a CEO." Like it's not about the title, but more about who they are as a person. I think I get that, and and that's why maybe I get along with those types of CEOs or company founders, owners. Okay, finish this sentence. The podcast industry would be better if
the platforms all shared, if all the major listening platforms openly shared their analytics. So like if we were able to pull all the analytics from all the platforms and all the players and pull them all into one place, and everyone just shared that data, for around listenership and player, how far into something someone's listening, and just if okay, I'm going to start over. The podcast industry would be a better place if they remove the black box.
All right, love that. What's the biggest lie you have ever told yourself about success?
That's a good question. That's a great question. I like that. It's because the lie you tell yourself. I freaking love that. The biggest lie I've ever told myself about success would be it's not about how much you sell. I think it's really easy to get caught up on, I need to sell things. I need to, sell as much as possible, but it's not about that. It's about driving a result for your clients, right? So at the end of the day, the focus should not be on how much money can I make, but how much can I win for them? Because if they're winning, they'll pay you, and you'll make money, and they'll keep paying because they'll keep being happy at the end of the day. So,
and they'll bring people for you.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll bring people. It's far better. So when keeping a focus on product and on results is far more important than keeping a focus on revenue. And it's really easy as an early founder or a CEO to get lost in the idea that I need to go make a deal for $1,000 or $5,000, or, oh my God, I need to get this deal for $10,000 or whatever it is. And that's not what it's about. Getting a deal for one time for $5,000 or $1,000 or $10,000 or $100,000 doesn't matter. you want that client who's going to stay there for years and years and years, because you delivered something truly amazing. Our retention's like 70% plus on our clients, and that's really, really important. I think it's the most important thing.
I love that. I mean, I came and I never left. I know I don't spend it.
Yeah.
But I know my part.
Unrelated. But I'd like to shout it out as a big pat on the back. But in 7 years of business, and we're 17 employees right now, we've never had an employee leave. So we've let a couple employees go, but we've never had an employee leave.
And you have had people wanting to work for more parts.
Yeah.
That's it.
We actually just hired someone else. We just hired someone new. You'll see the announcement. But she's a rock star. We're pretty excited.
Tell them be ready for Paula Teleline, because I have more part employees.
Oh yeah.
But family, I try to make sure I make a connection with every one of them. Just somehow.
She'll be stoked to meet you.
What advice would 2025 Mike give 2020 Mike? But 2020 Mike probably wouldn't have listened, because 2020 was a wild year.
Get into podcasting.
Now, speaking of 2020, one thing you thought mattered in 2020, but you laugh at it now.
One thing I thought in 2020, but I laugh at it now.
You thought mattered in 2020.
I thought mattered in 2020.
Yeah. Like Clubhouse now. In 2020, Clubhouse was the shit, and now
I thought that buying so this is dumb, and it was not funny or anything, but it's true. I thought that I was living in Stamford, Connecticut at the time with my family, and I was dead set. We're early in the business, 2 years into the business, and I was dead set on I need to buy a house in New Canaan, which is an expensive area. Houses are like $3-4 million, and I'm like, I'm going to get there. I'm going to do this. I in order to fit in with society, I need to do these things, which is off brand for me. But at the time, because things were on the way up and it was looking really good. And I've had a couple exits before that, and everything was like looking, lining up. I thought that was important. And, now when I look back and I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't do that. Like, that's not the life I wanted. That's not the people I wanted to be surrounded by. It was like so stuffy, and that wasn't the life. And I laugh about it, but I am also like super thankful I never went that direction. Like, moving to Japan, in that regard was one of the best things I've ever done, because it's, we live in a nice, easy area. There's no, flaunting of wealth or anything like that anywhere around me. It's actually exactly perfect.
And I'm glad for you too, because I've never seen you, like, from ever knowing you, I've never seen you as the type you just described.
It's different when you have a family that you're trying to set up. So
and I get that, as a person who also comes from Tanzania, like Africa, and there's certain things where even now when I see, like, I'm still trying to figure it out, and the people in my age group back home where they have families and businesses and all this, but then again, they're back home, where if I was back home with the connections I have and the name I have, because again, I'm a government kid, I probably would have been fired as well. But I chose that unconventional way. But every now and then, like, you can't help the mind or the brain to just kind of, that's why mental health is important, right? Because your mind plays tricks with you. It makes you feel like you're less than, even though you are living the life you want to live. It might not be the one that the outside want to see or approve or whatever.
Who cares? Who freaking cares? Exactly.
And that's why people get anxiety and depression, because you're trying to match people instead of actually matching what you want.
And the idea that the family needed this. That's around the time my son was born. So the idea that this would be the thing that would make the family stronger was silly, and it was a good realization. That's one.
We live and we learn. Sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully you learn. That's the thing. If you live and you don't freaking learn, that's the fucking problem. Excuse my language.
You're supposed to learn, and that's why I tell people the losses are not losses if you're learning things. Because once you're learning, they're no longer lost. So the last one, this one is a tricky one, and I need to hear your answer. if we had to describe our friendship in a podcast title or a song title, since you're a karaoke guy, what would it be?
Go stupid, go crazy. Yeah, I don't go overboard. I'm there right to the very end with everybody.
We just go with the moment. We go.
Yeah, go with it. Yeah, exactly.
Do you know one of my favorite moments this year was you and Joe reciting my cards as a Shakespeare play at the bar.
So fun. Yeah, that was great.
This is embarrassing but fun at the same time. Everybody's stopping.
Yeah, we're loud as hell. Definitely everyone's looking. It was great.
And it's funny how I can always find you guys even without texting you. Like if I just reach a conference and people are like, "Oh, are you looking for your Mopa boys?" I'm like, "No, I'll find them at the right time. I'll see them." And it's always at the right time, at the right spot. We are ready for it. Now, as we end, I asked Joe this question as well, and he had a very interesting answer. Now, you see, when I asked Joe this question, it was when I was still figuring out where I want to move with my new direction of life and starting this consultation firm and everything. If you said you were going to give me like a job description or something that, yeah, I can see Paula doing this, what would that be?
Okay, it's a challenging question. I mean, you have the personality of someone who runs her own jam, right? And who hypes people up. And I guess if you ran your own like events type consultancy where you're, and I'm really not sure because I don't know what the experience with actually hosting events is. But I know you have the energy and the network of people that you could lean on to make that successful. So if you were able to, let's say you went and got a client tomorrow to help them jam out an event that they want to build out for something that they're doing, and you want to fill it up and you want to get it, really, really rocking. Regardless of what you're able, what you personally can do on that front, you have the energy to do it, and you have the people that you can lean on. Like you can call Joe, you can call me, you can call the other people. Like we're two of many people that really, really well, and that you get along with, and that you have this. I'm going to pick up the phone and call them type of relationship with, and you could literally lean on all of that to make that event a success, and then you could take that and replicate it at scale, and you now have an events business, and that could be really interesting. Because like you're front and center and you're there.
It's funny, you and Joe's answer are not very off from each other.
What did Joe say?
Because he didn't say events necessarily, but he said anything to do with people. Because
yeah. Oh, I mean, what?
Like all that because you deal with people. And it's funny because Chase gave me a hard time while recording, but also the pickleball night, the Hyatt party, James, shout out to James, the military creator con, and Joe gave me a very hard time. They're like, you have people, but you don't ask for help. I'm like, I'm saving my favors for that.
Yeah. Like rack those favors up.
For the one big job, like gotta be the girl who's constantly asking for.
Well, you got more than enough, queued up and banked up with us, so you're good.
But yeah, that's one thing. And as we come to an end, I just want to say that I love how you guys love and support me and are always there for me, like legit. And I know we have jokingly talked about this, but I literally say my wedding veil will have moped on it. Like it will be a Joe already on the works about my veil. And then Chase gracefully offered to throw moped will be sponsors of my we're not gonna call it a bachelorette party because I have more guy friends than girls. So
I will dress in a dress if you invite me. I promise. I will wear a skirt. I will wear a skirt and high boots if you invite me. I am wearing this. I was Dr. Frankenfurter in my college production of Rocky Horror Picture Show. I can dust that off. I am in. Let's go.
All I know
Let's go, girlfriend. Let's go.
All I know is I was telling Chase, I was like, it better be like a month before my wedding, because otherwise none of us are making it to a wedding.
Yeah. It's going to take a month to recover for sure, but you know what? It's going to be worth it.
But I love you guys. So, Joe, before you leave, Why did I say Joe?
I was just gonna say, you call me Joe. Don't call me Joe.
I been messing up all your names. When I'm with Chase, I call him Mike. When I'm with George,
I don't look anything like Joe. He's way fuzzy. Oh no, he's not as fuzzy anymore. He shaved his beard. It's horrible.
I know. Like, I'm tired of him surprising me with his new looks randomly. Like, I needed to get it together. But before we leave this, one thing I wanted for you to share briefly. Recently, I know there's the moped chats. I wish you guys would have called it more chats. More chats.
Well, we thought Mopod Charts made more sense. So it's, charts.mopod.com. Chartable, if you're familiar with the platform, in October, I believe it was like middle of October at some point last year, Chartable sunset. They were purchased by Spotify. Spotify ran it for a while and then sunset the whole thing back in October. And Chartable was like the only place with really good data that had historic information about your show on the Apple charts. Right now, if you go into Apple Podcasts and you look at your charts, even if you're signed into Apple Podcast Connect or anything, the only thing that you can really see is your current ranking. So if you wanted to get your past ranking, you really couldn't do that and see trends, etc. So we responded to that sunset right away. October 23rd of last year, we launched charts.mopod.com, and is a forever free, and we really mean that, forever free. There's no calls to action on the pages that ask you to buy anything. We literally want it to be the single best free resource for podcast chart information on the web. So we have both the Apple Podcast charts and Spotify current and historic for any show, with email alerts. You can, and again, we're not selling you anything in any of this, including any of our services. It's just, we want the Mopod brand in front of your face while you get the best data you can possibly get on your show, and evaluate those trends, etc. So charts.mopod.com, go check it out. It's free forever and awesome.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And let the people know where they can find you, where they can check out Moped. By the way, y'all can schedule a free demo. Like, literally, go, if you have more questions about Moped, go schedule a free demo and see it for yourself. I'm just saying.
It's awesome. Yeah, really, just go to mopod.com, www.mowpod.com, and you can check it all out. I'm not going to go into a big sales pitch here or anything, but feel free to reach out to us if you want a demo or you want to run through what we're doing or just want to shoot the shit. Talk Shit with P might not be around in 2026, but I promise you we'll be talking shit with P all throughout 2026. So we'll talk shit with you too. So come join us.
And go check out Friday Night Karaoke.
That's more important. I'd rather you do that.
Yes,
both is good.
They can feed the community and everything.
Facebook.com/groups/Friday Night Karaoke, or just go into the little search box in the top of your Facebook app and type in Friday Night Karaoke. Search down that little list. It's going to be right at the very top. Nice and easy. You click on it. You click on join group, and oh my God, answers 3 questions. You are in like Flynn, baby.
Mike, have you ever worked in radio? Like, you do such a...
I don't want to work in radio. That's the thing. I don't want to work for anybody ever. That's the whole reason I've been running businesses forever.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything in radio.
You can start your own radio.
To all my radio people out there, I respect you, love you. I don't want anything to do with your business.
I'm gonna talk to you with the intro, like what I have you right now in your best voice. Like, give me a talk shit with the intro.
Oh my God! Now I want to. You're putting me on the spot. I don't know if I can do it. I don't have it. No, I'm not. I can't do it. I'm on the spot. Everyone's looking at me. Stop looking at me.
You're being shy of being on the spot.
I do like being on the spot. I do. But I don't have it. Okay. Yes, you wanted some great questions. I don't fucking have it. I don't have it. Nothing.
She's supposed to be welcome to talk shit with me.
I just have to say those words.
Yeah, where the shit be happening. Go ahead, freestyle for me. Talk shit with me.
Welcome to the Talk Shit with P podcast, starring Paula, fucking I don't have it. I don't have it.
This is the first time Mike is crumbled on the mic.
No, it's not the first time. I've actually crumbled on the mic so many times. I remember at TA Tech, which is a talent acquisition technology conference, a shitload of years ago. I got up on stage. I was all excited. I had this like really good session all planned about something I knew nothing about, and I thought, I went out the night before and in my normal fashion and threw an event. And I got back at like 4 a.m. My talk was at 10 a.m. and I'm like, I don't need to sleep. And I didn't know the subject matter and I didn't write out my plan. So I got up on stage. I have 40 minutes to talk to everybody. And it was bad. Like I was like just done. And I'm like talking about stuff I didn't understand. And I eventually was just like, I'm sorry. I about 15 minutes in, I just told everyone, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Thanks so much. And I bounced out and I couldn't even fake it. It was a humbling, horrible. I mean, I'm still friends with everyone in the space and I had a really good business in that space. But, this is a lesson. You can fail miserably and publicly and it's okay. It's okay. Own it. Move forward. You can take moments like that and you can just look at yourself and you can just, again, fall inward and be all depressed and be like, I'm not worth it. I can't do this. What was I thinking? And a big life lesson about like preparing better for these things and just, being well rested and all that jazz before going on. But, in this particular experience, I learned really, really fast just how you can't wing everything, or at least I can't wing everything. And, being able to recover from that was literally just accepting, like almost laughing about it. Like, yeah, that happened. At the conference later.
I'm laughing at you, Mike.
Yeah, you bring it up. Yeah, you be the one that brings it up, and you poke at it, and then it doesn't matter who else brings it up. And then you move forward, and then you're good. And then next time, knock it out of the fucking park, and that's it. You mess it up, great. Now it gives you all that energy to go and win even harder next time. And that's exactly what happened, and we're good. But I don't remember where the story was coming from or why.
Well, it was coming from because you were not able to give me an introduction.
Oh, I couldn't give you an introduction. I was put on the spot there for something I don't normally do, so I was trying. I
was just like, oh my god, I keep forgetting how Mike sounds when he does this kind of radio impressions, and I'm like, since I already have him, why not just make him, do it,
Do it. Yeah. Give me a script. Maybe I'll go. I'm good. It's been a long day.
Well,
It's been a longer day for you.
Okay, listen up, y'all. I'm about to give you all a great ass tip, okay? Y'all know I barely read my DMs, and God, don't get me started on tracking my links. But now, I'm low-key organized. And you want to know why? You want to know what the secret is? Stampede Social. So Stampede Social, it's like if Instagram, Linktree, and your favorite social media intern had a baby, but with boundaries and vibes, lots of vibes. You get a full dashboard that tracks what people are actually clicking on. Now, wouldn't you like to know that? Like I do, and I enjoy it. I've been obsessed with it. Like for once, I know which post made you run to my link and which ones flopped harder than my ex's mixtape. Sorry. Plus, here's a kicker. Get this right. There's a 7-day free trial because we don't do commitments without a test drive, y'all. And if you're feeling spicy, or should I say extra spicy, use code PAULA20. Yes, that's PAULA20 for 20% off a plan every month for life. Yes, forever, ever, forever, ever. So if you're a content creator, podcaster, or just tired of shouting into the void, go check out Stampede Social because your content deserves better than link in bio with zero context. Again, that's Paula20, PAULA20. Because I love you, but I love organized chaos even more. Don't say I didn't tell you, don't say I didn't share, don't say I didn't give you the good. Don't come back to me complaining because it's right there. Go on now. Go get your 7-day free trial. Thank me later.
Now I'm gonna let you go so you can have your ice cream for the day.
I know. She's at the gym right now, like getting her sweat on and hot yoga or whatever the hell she's doing. And yeah, I'm just gonna go.
Anybody who does hot yoga, y'all.
Not for me. Ain't for me. Not for me.
I tried it once. I couldn't. I'm sorry.
I don't have respect. You know what? I have respect because you're not in my gym while I'm working out. You're in, sweating in some freaking room with a bunch of other sweaty old people. It's great.
All right, and this comes to an end until next time.
Paula, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And with that, happy Thanksgiving, shit talkers. Let me know, what are you most thankful for this year? Thank you, shit talkers, for tuning in and spending your valuable time with us. We appreciate you. To connect with us more, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter and catch all the shit talking vibes before anybody else. You can subscribe to our newsletter through our website, www.talkshitwithp.com, and or our merchandise website, www.talkshitwithp.shop. And while you're there, feel free to shop away. Talk Shit with P is available on all social media platforms with the handle Talk Shit with P. Follow us and engage with us. Better yet, if you're feeling generous, give us a review on Apple Podcasts and or rate us on Spotify. You can also share a beer with me. Where my beer lovers at? I mean, what better way to support the movement than sharing a beer with me by buying me a beer at buymecoffee.com. Thank you for listening, sharing, engaging, and support in any way that you do. Remember, new episodes are out every Wednesday, and for part 2, if any, on Fridays. Let's talk and all listen to some shit. Happy shit talking.